Because what people also don't realize is that during these stressful times, that some of the business models which you might actually create right now, some of these things that you're planning, like maybe a Mercato cloud kitchen or different types of things that we're doing right now, might actually be, when business is okay again, might actually be your key business driver, di ba? You don't realize it right now, but that could be where the business really is going to lie, di ba? But so it's just that I know I know there's a Chinese term that crisis can also be opportunity, and that's just the way that we have to look at things right now. You know what? I'm a small business, a relatively small business. There are much larger businesses than me employing much larger people, and they're all closed down right now. So I mean, we're all suffering the same thing. But from all the entrepreneurs I'm talking to, I mean, they're not there just scared and not paralyzed by the fear. They're just saying, let's move forward. Let's see what we can do to get things going.
Okay, guys, in this video, we have a special guest. We saw him, I guess, in the previous months where he talked about Mercato. Right now, we're in a different season, I guess, in the Philippine economy. We're on lockdown. And for those of you who are entrepreneurs and want to know how can you pivot, how can you do something while we're in this crisis, we have the right guy on this vlog right now. RJ Ledesma, the man, the myth, the legend. Right here, right now. So, RJ, how are you?
Marv, thanks so much. Well, I've been on lockdown for the longest time. And the thing about being an entrepreneur is that the more important thing as an entrepreneur, diba, what we're trained in is the entrepreneurial mindset. And what's the entrepreneurial mindset all about? The mindset is always looking for new opportunities, new things to do. But more importantly, it's always with a mindset that, from irritation comes inspiration to do business. From the pain point, you create a new opportunity. So to my mind, really, when you think of situations like this one, of course, yes, it is a crisis that we're going through. But what you really have to do is you have to think of what are the opportunities you can create the crisis, because you can be paralyzed by fear right now. And obviously, that was one of your first knee-jerk reactions. But all of a sudden, your entrepreneurial mindset starts taking over. You have to start thinking, think innovatively. What can we do for the business? What are the pain points which we can still address? What are the things that we can do right now? How can we change our business model to address the crisis? And how can we prepare our business so post-COVID, and then things hopefully open up very soon? What will be the new business normal, diba? Because people right now are saying that this is what we call a black swan event, right? A once in a million event which we could not even assume, diba? Because even kahit magka-typhoon, magka-brownout, magka-earthquake, magka-kudeta, whatever we have, bukas pa rin, tumatakbo rin yung negosyo, pero iba to diba? It's a contact thing, so it makes things a bit more difficult to run things. But what's more important, again, is going back to the idea again of having that entrepreneurial mindset when we run things. Where do we find opportunity when it comes to crises like this one? And that's really what I want our discussion to revolve around. For the past couple of days, I've actually been going on different forums, online forums, like Easy Franchise has been holding an online forum. GoNegosyo Mentor Me has been holding an online forum. I've been picking up all these different things, and I'd also like to echo that here right now in my conversation with you. I'll be sharing these things of what I've been learning. But before that, I think it's very important, especially during this time of crisis, that we all get into the bayanihan spirit. And by getting into the bayanihan spirit, we need everybody on board. I know that we can feel helpless in times like these, but there are more people who feel more helpless than us. There are people who are scared if they will be able to get food the next day. There are frontline workers who are deathly afraid to go to work because they don't have the proper protective equipment. There are people who don't know if they will have a job after this lockdown is over. There are people who don't know if who cannot even, who are afraid because there's no social distancing in their barangay. So they might have picked up COVID, but they don't know about it, right? So there are always people who are more helpless than us. And in a situation where we feel helpless, the first step to do is that we help other people. And by helping other people, the first thing I need your help on, Marvin, with you and all the people listening right now, is that we have put up a Facebook page. The Facebook page is called Bounce Back PH, or the Bounce Back Business Support Group. I enjoin everybody. Marvin, sana this video comes out as soon as you can, because I really invite everybody to please go and like that page. On that page, we have a group of business people, entrepreneurs, freelancers, people of different skill sets coming on board, because on that website, on that Facebook page, we have 3 priorities. Number 1, we are here to support our frontliners. We are here to support our frontliners through food, through donations, through proper medical equipment, through medicines, whatever they need. We're there to support them. So if people want to support them, please go on that page. Number 2, we are there also to help provide food security. We need to help provide food security for other communities and barangays. Because if we don't provide food security, there might be the potential of civil unrest. So all of us have to do some bayanihan to help provide food for people. And number 3, more importantly, there's still the opportunity to help us, to help support our fellow entrepreneurs. Number 1, through giving talks. So people are there giving talks, giving workshops, giving mentorships over there online. But more importantly, we're also there to help business match different people. Because what's important right now is our supply chain has been disrupted because of what's happening. And we all have to find different people to help us put together our supply chain once again. So because there isn't enough information altogether, what we have to do right now is we're providing alternate means of doing, of connecting people. Just this afternoon, I had the GoNegosyo Mentor Me online talk. And in that talk, the supply chain expert, Pierre Quasay, who is the president of the Supply Chain Management Association of the Philippines, told us, one of the backup plans you must always have during problems like this one is that, you always have to have 2 to 3 alternate suppliers to your products, because sometimes we're stuck to one supplier. E problema ngayon, this Black Swan event happened, we don't have alternate suppliers, we don't know where to approach right now, we're scrambling. So we're trying to be one place online where we can support entrepreneurs who want to help and also need help at the same time. So that's key. So that's a key thing. Now, let's move on right now to how to handle this crisis. Basically, it's total lockdown for the business. Many of us, we really can't do much except to work from home. And there's 2 things how to run the business, right? Basically, it's to increase revenue or to minimize costs. And right now, unless you've been an online business from the very start, or you have branches in the province which can still make money, your job right now is to minimize your costs. Tama ba ako? So there are many things you have to do. First of all, what we have to do is that how do you minimize costs? Number 1, you'll have to negotiate first of all with your landlord right now. Thankfully, some of us who are lessees with big malls like SM and Ayala have been given a bit of a rent reprieve, at least until the end of the lockdown, because that way we're not worried about the overhead, because sometimes rent overhead can be about 20% of your total ongoing costs, diba? Number 2, what's very important as well is to find ways. There have been a lot of DOLE. The DOLE has released a lot of documents on how to manage flexi work times right now. What people have to remember is this one. Your biggest asset right now are your people. You have to keep them inspired and incentivized to go back to work with you, especially during this time. They're the last people whom you should abandon. So what we're saying right now is you've got to find ways to make sure that they've got money here right now, that make sure to pay their salary maybe for this month. Maybe you can release some of a prorated 13th month pay for them right now to get by at this time. Maybe just ask them, let's all take a sacrifice by maybe take all your VLs and SLs, vacation leaves and sick leaves here right now. And maybe at the same time do some sort of deferred salary scheme, which I think you have to confirm is allowed by DOLE. Maybe you can get the full salary again when the economy is up and going, when all the businesses are open again. But you need to keep your key people, because if you don't keep your key people, then all of a sudden business starts. Who is going to be beside you? Who would be with you to start off your business? So you got to take care of your key people here right now. You have any thoughts on that one?
I have a question on that now. I've been getting a lot of questions from people that they're saying their cash is just enough for 2 to 3 months na lang to pay for their salary. So if this drags on daw, they don't know how will they able to sustain it. Kasi context, there are some businesses that even their clients are not paying them also because of what's happening, which is also understandable because also probably they're also having a hard time. So what do you
Understand?
advise to people?
Because like for us, I mean, to be honest, my business is closed here as well right now. Mercato is an on the ground business, but because of the lockdown, because it's a place of mass gathering, people we cannot operate our business. So really, we've had to pivot, and I'll share with you a bit later on how we think of those things. How we're thinking of being innovative in times of crisis, or how to change our thinking in times of crisis. I think right now is just to see. It's really a matter of negotiating right now with all the major expense that you're going to be having, because all of you are going to be experiencing the same problem. You can close, they can close, you're together. You'll have to. I mean, there's going to be the art of the art of negotiation going on here right now. But maybe you've got to stretch, see what you can negotiate with your employees at the same time. See how you can negotiate your loans. I mean, that's just the reality of doing business here right now. We'll have to negotiate with different sets of people to be able to continue the business. Ideally, I mean, what you should just maybe keep right now are just paying off the salaries. I mean, that's how. I mean, I'm seeing the business right now. The best way to maintain the salaries and to say to your people that hey, we're all gonna take the salary cut. We're all gonna suffer the same. I'm not gonna keep on getting my same salary, and we're all suffering. No, we're all gonna take the cut for it, because this is not just unique. It's not idiosyncratic. Hindi lang ako, diba? It's all of us going through this type of crisis right now, diba? But like I said, no, we can be paralyzed by fear, or we take one foot ahead of the other while we're going through this whole thing.
Would you suggest at this time also that this is the time that they go to the banks and get a loan if they don't have loans yet, in order just to have enough to salvage the months? Or would they be taking more risk to take out a loan, especially that revenue might be even lower for the next
I think that right now what they do is first negotiate muna. Negotiate first with the key people that you owe money to see if you can stretch it out a bit more. Diba? I mean, that's really the point. That's really what you can do right now for many of us, and I think that's what many people are doing right now. The other thing which just came up, although it might be a bit of a longer shot, but they're trying to release right now, is the Asian Development Bank just released, I think, a new document saying that they're going to be releasing some loans right now for businesses, especially for small businesses to help. And I think these are soft loans to help them survive these crisis times. Hopefully, some more information will be coming out from it in the near future. But yeah, so really, it's difficult, if there is a bank that's willing to lend you right now, well and good. But I think right now it's just a matter of renegotiating all these different things. That's how I've been seeing things here right now. Now, just a couple of things that I want to echo some other things, which I also learned from the other lectures that we've been doing now, and from the other talks that we've been doing. I think what really this thing really caught us very flat-footed. And because it caught us flat-footed, the thing that we realized that we should have done from the very start is that our businesses should have been ready to go digital. Digital in two ways, diba? The first digital is to have some sort of digital platform to connect you from a B2B standpoint and from a B2C standpoint. Meaning, who are doing the best businesses right now? Those are probably those with online delivery platforms, particularly for the food business, because they've got something established. But maybe there were luxury restaurants which didn't do that one. Or other people, they were saying that that's not their business model, or maybe they were preparing for it, but it wasn't done. So right now we're seeing that digital transformation is really a must for many of our businesses. We have to have a portion that's online. We cannot anymore exist purely on a brick and mortar basis. We must be online to be able to do our businesses. Number two, in terms of digital, I mean, we're seeing right now that we're forced to go like here on Zoom, right? We have to make remote work. We have to make work from home work. I mean, and sometimes our businesses were not set up for that one. And now we're seeing the importance of setting up our business here to be online, right? To see how it's going to work. So actually, I found for the past couple of days, it's much easier because I can actually do business in my boxer shorts and talk to, like, for me. I thought, you don't know if I'm wearing my boxer shorts or not, but I'm talking to you, right? But it's been a great way for us to actually do business, to do this work from home type business. We've got to make this work because traffic has been eating away a lot of our time just to meeting to meeting when we can actually do our businesses here right now. So number one, we've got to figure out different digital platforms that we can work with to grow our businesses. And also at the same time, make remote work. And then for many of us also as well, what we're seeing right now, if you've been watching, is that there's really been an explosion of people going online to make online learning platforms, diba? Because you can actually meet up with your client, but you still have to make yourself felt online. What's key for many of us here right now is how can you translate what you're doing for your business right now online? So, for example, I was talking to a tutorial center, which really they were just doing, face-to-face was their business model. They had been pushing back, doing online models. And now this happened, they have no students to actually teach. So what they really have to figure out was that they have to do online learning sessions with everybody there to get them online. It's an online learning platform. Like for me and for Mercato, I have to be in touch with the vendors who work with me. So we're deciding to create right now a Mercato online academy to teach people to become food entrepreneurs. So eventually, we can be able to bring them on board to become vendors when the lockdown is over. So it's also developing online platforms to continue communicating together with your clients. Number three, I think it's also a matter of changing or pivoting your current business model, finding new and different income streams to be able to create income for your business. Now, for example, like us, while the market is closed, what do? We've got to find different and innovative business models. So you know what? That's what I'm talking about when you turn crisis into opportunity. It forces you to think innovatively. It forces you to think out of the box of what your business is right now. Many businesses, businesses like PayPal emerged out of the 2008 economic crisis in the States. I mean, these are businesses which people thought of during crisis, which survived out of crisis. So, for example, for me, what am I thinking of? Let's say, okay, we've got to go digital. So, since my core business is really incubation of small food vendors, which is a physical brick and mortar structure, how can I bring that sort of incubation also online, right? So you're thinking innovatively and you come with these things, and very soon, hopefully by the end of this week, we'll be launching a Mercato sort of cloud kitchen, where what we're doing is we're going to be supporting our home-based food vendors by marketing Mercato favorites online via our Facebook page, getting people to order from us, and we'll take the orders and we'll be able to farm them out to our different vendors, and then they cook at home, and we have messengers deliver it straight to their houses. So I mean, it's still the same thing that we're doing, but we're just pivoting the business model and thinking just a bit more innovatively at this point in time. So, there's a lot of different things. You have to think innovatively, thinking of changing your business platform. But really, the important thing to remember this time is that you're sort of like your resilience at this time, and you know what, you have to, during this time, you've got to be able to communicate to people that you are a responsible company, that you're there to help, that there's still meaningful and relevance to what you're doing. Like for example, for us, we want to tell people that, hey, you know what, when you buy from us, you're helping small food vendors who have no other source of income, and it's a great thing that you're doing, diba? Or so other companies, their missions is, if they were like doing, like for example, Happy Toothpaste, what they're going to be doing is that they're going to be changing for the meantime what they're producing, not toothpaste but sanitizer, to help people. Diba? So there has to be, companies also have to communicate that so that people know that these are brands that have integrity. These are brands that can also help you out during these trying times. What do you think so far of what I have to say? Is it
Actually,
making sense to you?
While you were discussing, no, most of the questions that I was planning to ask, you were running them one by one already. But with all of this happening, especially you have a large exposure to small vendors. My question there is this. A lot of them might not have cash, and the emphasis now of storing cash will be there. Moving forward, do you have like a suggestion that this is the amount of cash that you need to store this for at least 2 weather storms like this as well.
And right now, that's why people, Marvin, people like you and Randall and all these other financial consultants are very, very important, because we realize that even if we, in my business, we were able to have a sort of, at least a bit of a runway that we can, that we are flexible with to keep some cash in the business. That's because we tried our best. I have a very good COO who is very financially and operationally literate about those type of things, so to make sure that we have some runway for cash, diba? But for the smaller businesses, they might not be that financially literate or aware, because some people right now, they're saying you have to have a 2 to 3 month sort of like liquidity to run the business. Right now, with what's happening, it looks like it's 6 months, right? I mean, that's what it is. But then, number one, they should have that one in place. But number two, we need to make more of these small businesses financially literate. And we also have to make our own employees a bit more financially literate as well. Because if we don't do that, things like this might happen again, and we will be just as problematic because people didn't know how to use their money correctly in situations like this one.
And what's not talked about also, kasi was when the economy is so good, when people make money, everything goes to growth. I'll open 2 more stores, 3 more stores, and now when things like this are happening, parang the stores are not opening, they don't have their strapped for cash as well. So yeah, so you suggest 6 months for the business runway operations that they should.
Well, I'm saying usually you have 2 to 3 months worth, but I'm just saying that it looks like right now, I think given the situation, I just might extend a bit more in the future and maybe become more cautious. I mean, that's really the up and down. I mean, this, like I said, this is a black swan event. Nobody really prepared. We all had our expansion plans prepared at this point. I guess with the growth of the economy before this one, 6% growth of the economy, diba? Everybody was planning for really planning for expansion, I guess. But what's more important, I think, coming out of this one, and I remember I was listening to another talk by the Association of Filipino Franchisors, and it was brought up that I think Steve Jobs had what they call a beginner's mindset, meaning parang, okay, you were big before, but then you crashed, but you know what? Let's always start the business like you were a beginner. It's a beginner's mindset before you had all these different acts, before you did all these different things. If you've got to lean back on thinking, kasi diba, you think you're so big, you do all these different things, but if you have this beginner's mindset, okay, this is all we have right now. We're starting again. Let's go forward. Para that way, kumbaga, at least emotionally, wala yung mga baggage ninyo, di ba? I mean, syempre, masakit nga na baka hindi ka ma-expand or you have to contract the business, God forbid, you got to let go of people, but that's just business. And then, kumbaga, that's just business eh. That's what's happened, di ba? But the thing is, with the entrepreneur, you've got to roll with the punches, you've got to be resilient, and there's always that mentality that, okay, there's always an opportunity ahead of us. That's why I'm so glad I'm part of the GoNegosyo group, and all the people who work with me are all different entrepreneurs. Because, as we've been online, all we've been doing right now is think of a solution. What can we do next? What can we do next year? Where can we create money over here? What's the next thing forward? We can't be paralyzed by the fear. This is the best time. This period of the lockdown is the best time to rethink things. I keep on hearing this. You need to rethink things, go back to basics, plan. It's the best time to plan what really is your business about, what really is driving the cash, who are the most important people. That way, when the lockdown ends, your starting point is not the end of the lockdown. The end of the lockdown, your starting point is right now. So when the lockdown ends, you're running out of the gates because you have your plans in place. I mean, it's easier said than done, but this is probably the right time. I mean, right now we're having to reevaluate what's really the cash driver of our business. What really is going to build business for us in the longer term? Because what people also don't realize is that during these stressful times, that some of the business models which you might actually create right now, some of these things that you're planning, like maybe a Mercato cloud kitchen or different types of things that we're doing right now, might actually be, when business is okay again, might actually be your key business driver, di ba? You don't realize it right now, but that could be where the business really is going to lie, di ba? But so it's just that I know there's a Chinese term that crisis can also be opportunity, and that's just the way that we have to look at things right now. You know what? I'm a small business, a relatively small business. There are much larger businesses than me employing much larger people, and they're all closed down right now. So I mean, we're all suffering the same thing. But from all the entrepreneurs I'm talking to, I mean, they're not there just scared and not paralyzed by the fear. They're just saying let's move forward. Let's see what we can do to get things going. But what's also key right now, because you've got a lot of free time, is that awareness of what's happening around you. Because of the situation, find out what is DTI doing. Find out what is Dole doing. As a business owner, that's what you have to do. DTI, DOF. I mean, what are these loans coming out? What things can help my business run right now? What's the interagency task force thing? We've got to be on our toes. Maybe you don't like how you don't find it as efficient as possible when the government is releasing updates. Well, sorry na lang. You've got to be on top of your game to get things going. And the thing we've realized coming out of this one is we've got to change a lot of our internal and external processes and relook our business model, I guess. So when you look at things right now, I mean, okay, what business processes can we make more efficient, more effective? What can we do for work at home? How can we speed up? Maybe we've complicated so many things with business. How do we simplify them? Because we might have to change. Things have to be faster in the future with social distancing, with less people dining inside. How are we going to change our processes to accommodate that one? Like, for example, okay, before I was an eat in place, but now I realize that with social distancing, I've got to do more take-out delivery. I've got to build up my own delivery because this is a core business driver. So these are the kind of things that you have to change your process in, and the ideas that you can generate here right now. And as an entrepreneur, we're worried, but we can't let the worry stop us from moving forward. Diba? I think that's really it, and that's one of the best gifts of being an entrepreneur. That you're out there, you're thinking of turning crisis into opportunity, how to turn these pain points into your inspirations to be creating businesses.
I have a question. Based on all of the things you said, a lot of those things are pretty much centered if you have a product as well. What about those that are into the services? You have great exposure in the wedding industry. What do you suggest to photographers, videographers, etc. that are being disrupted? No, they have nothing right now. Also,
fantastic. That's a great question to ask, because you know what, I really have a heart for my friends in the wedding industry because I'm part of the hosting industry. And to be honest, my income has disappeared because I do speaking engagements, I do hosting engagements, I do wedding hostings at the same time. And you won't get back the speaking engagements. You won't get back the hosting because these events hopefully they're just delayed. But to my mind, they might just be canceled because people will be tightening up their budgets and keeping them to essential things. And for weddings, what we're just hoping is that people are just postponing rather than canceling things, and that's what we're hoping for right now. But you know what? If you put on your entrepreneurial hat, I mean, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can continue to inspire people by first of all, the first advice I got from a very good friend, Kuchi Zaldaryaga, who is from Getting Married in the Philippines. She gave some really, really great advice. And the first thing for many people in that industry is, number one, don't panic. Right now, I mean, you might not make some decisions well. You might end up fighting together with your clients because you're worried about your source of income. So that's not going to help your decision making. Number two, keep yourself present muna in social media. Meaning you've got to be there, showing them there what they can look forward to after this is all done. Showing them what are great weddings. Maybe you review to them what have been the weddings you've done in the past. Then make a mark as to what's your unique selling proposition. What makes how you handle weddings much better than how other people handle weddings, diba? And then the other thing also as well is that you can do, like I said earlier, mga online sessions, diba? Teaching people. Let's say, for example, you are a photographer or whatever. You can show people your different videos, walk them through an online tutorial, explain your techniques, explain what makes you different, so that when things resume, maybe they'll choose you because they understand your aesthetics, they understand what you're doing at the same time. So you got to continue to be visible online and active in your social media. For example, Kuchi was saying over here, keep on posting the beautiful events that you've done in the past, the services. And then next one is go back to basics. It's not a time to experiment, to do adding extra to your service or whatever. Maybe you're saying, hi, as part of my service right now, I'm going to make sure that I'll organize for you. I'll try to make sure I give you the best package again of what I've been doing originally right now. Like, just promise them that you'll be there. You'll do your best. And then keep your focus. Just keep your focus on doing the business. and don't get scared. Think of innovative ways. Maybe you can organize online events for them, right? An online wedding rehearsal or online pamanhikan that you can help them out with. I mean, you can think of innovative products here right now. If you are a speaker, you can give online sessions. Maybe hindi lahat nandyan, di ba? Like kunyari 5 to 10 minutes, you're giving a talk and saying, if you want to listen more, go to my paid online webinar or seminar where you can hear more from, right? Or you can build a community online like what you've been doing as well, Marvin, di ba? So there are many ways, but you've got to really think about sitting down. And when you think about it, it's just think of yourself now, okay, I need to create different income streams for myself, not just one income stream from what I'm doing. Like for me, you know me as a Mercato entrepreneur, but I'm also a wedding host. So I have 2 different income streams coming in. So maybe right now it's time to think about what are the different income streams that I can do. Now, for example, ayun nga, di ba, nabitin ako sa income stream ng hosting, nabitin ako sa income stream ng Mercato. I'm still doing Easy Franchise, which is my online business which helps match franchisors and franchisees, and I work a lot with OFW. So thankfully, there's some income from there. I also have another business called EnterPH, which is my consultancy firm that helps foreign businesses outsourced to the Philippines. So these are still businesses which are still running because I'm always thinking of what are the different income streams that I can have. So what do you call this again in ano yung sa stock market, yung sa coefficient? When you get stocks, you get stocks which are very different from one another, so that they don't.
I guess one that has high beta and one that has low beta. One that
different coefficient. Yeah, so para when one goes this way, the other goes the other way. So basically, that's how you think about doing business. That maybe they're not all directly related to one another. So if one doesn't make money, the other one is making money.
Oh, the closest one is diversification. You are hedging yourself by doing things that are totally unrelated as well. So I guess that's one key thing that people need to get though. But that's always the key thing about business and investing. It's always about not putting all of your eggs in one basket. You could have one core, but you do not limit your streams of income, and that's what you've been doing. That's why you're massively doing well, even in times of. Did you ever get worried while all of this was happening?
Of course, I got worried, and it was hard. It was not easy to sleep, but just to share. I mean, if I can wax religious lang a bit, last Sunday there was a mass by Cardinal Chito Tagle, which was held in the Collegio Filipino Pontificio in Rome, Italy, and during his full talk, if you think about fear, diba? I mean, this one thing I really picked up, diba? People ask us why is this virus happening to us? And it's like a plague, diba? And plagues have been happening since biblical times or even before biblical times, right? And knowing that one, it recurs. Natural calamities happen from before pa. Plagues been happening since before pa. So it's nothing that we can actually control. But the thing is, the fear and the desperation are things from the evil one. He's the one who's trying to make us scared at this time right now. He's trying to make us anxious and fearful and desperate. And that's what we have to control in our minds right now, that is not from God. That those fears are not coming from God. But what God is giving us is saying, you know what, don't worry, I have a plan for you. Trust me, I'm on the same boat as you at the same time. I will not abandon you in times like this one. It feels like that, but diba, from suffering, that's where the sanctification comes, right? Diba? And that's exactly, I think, what's happening to us. Happening to us right now. But the bigger thing is going back to that mass. What I found, what made me cry in that mass was, the opening prayer was "Here I am, Lord," diba? I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. Who will bring my light to them? Whom shall I send? I said, is it I, Lord? At dyan ako naiyak because I realized na lahat tayo may kailangan gawin diba? He's calling you. You don't realize it. I mean, who would have thought that me doing all this networking, talking to all these different people, makakatulong ako sa ibang tao sa ginagawa ko ngayon di ba? Ikaw nakakatulong ka because you're broadcasting these things, giving people financial. I didn't realize that the network that I built, the connections that I made, magagamit ko yun para matulungan yung ibang tao, yung ating mga kapang kailangan ng tulong ngayon. So for me, that's how strongly I felt about when he said, is it I, Lord? Sabi ko, Lord, ang mabigat, tinutulungan ko yung aking pamilya, yung kumpanya kong ganito ngayon. Sabi, no. I'm asking you to help. Diba? Because, in the second reading, they talked about you being the light in the Lord. You have to be the light for other people at this particular point in time. So that's what I felt. And the last one, the last prayer there was that he said, the last song was "Tell the World of His Love," diba? Remember the song that 1995? I was in college, and I remember that song. It's "Tell the World of His Love," the greatest love the world has ever known, diba? And we have to show it. We have to be the ones to show it ourselves, diba? So I said, I have to be of service even in these difficult times. You have to be the one to show that, that's what's stopping me from feeling helpless, that there are more people that we can actually help. Because I know when this is all done, I'll have to do a lot more crisis management, which I've never done in the past. But it has to be done. And it's acceptance that this has to be done, because I believe that the Lord has bigger and better plans for us. And I trust in His will for us. That's really it.
Wow. Just to end this, any final words for all of our entrepreneurs, or at least people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs right now? Anything?
I mean, number one is it's the resilience. I mean, I think we have to be resilient in these times. Good times will come again. In fact, it's going to be almost like a rubber band. I think when everything is done, people will be going out again to malls with proper social distancing. They'll be about malls, but then use this time to realize that this might become the new business normal. Ito na yung normal, di ba? Social distancing, more of online work. I always ask the entrepreneur to take a step back and realize na during times like this one, reflect lang. What do you think are the new pain points? What do you think are the new business opportunities na lalabas dito ngayon, di ba? Baka online gaming is a great way to go, or gamification to do those things. Online delivery, di ba? These are different things that hopefully it sustains after this one. But then, what do you think will be the new business models? What do you think will be the new products and services that you can offer after seeing what's been happening right now? I saw online there was a lot of disaggregation of services and the disaggregation of products, events, services, and all these different things. Can you help aggregate that in a specific way? Maybe if you can aggregate that and monetize that, you make money from those things as well. So again, take this time to reflect on what businesses you can actually create. And again, please help as much as you can. We can all help. If again you're listening to this one, and again, Marvin, I hope this is coming out soon, you can go on the bounce back page. Please find ways to help other people. And last but not the least, let's all pray. Let's all pray for each other right now. I think that's the biggest help that we can do. Let's pray for our frontliners. Let's pray for the people in government. I know it's difficult to always agree with what they're doing, but right now we have to help them out whatever they can. Let's pray for the people who have passed away because of COVID. God bless their souls. Let's pray for all those who are suffering from COVID. May God, in His mercy, heal them. Let's pray for their families. Let's pray for all those persons under investigation, or they all need our help. Let's pray for this nation, because I mean, God has so many promises. I know that God has so many promises that He would like to give us more grace. But to get that grace, we need to offer ourselves to Him, and we've got to pray some more and pray more fervently in times like this one. Let's work hard. Let's pray even harder.
Wow, amazing. Just as we end, for people who want to get in touch with you, either during this crisis or when opportunities come out more after this, how can they get in touch?
Well, again, if they want to get in touch with me, again, I'm online. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook, on RJ Ledesma. But in particular, if you would like to work with Mercato Centrale, if you've got a great and innovative food concept and you want us to help you market it better, incubate it, grow, or scale your food concept, please ask me. Go to Mercato Centrale, tell them you want to join the market. We can provide either a physical venue for you for takeout and delivery. We can do a cloud kitchen maybe from your own house. We can help get delivery for you to get it out. Or you can even be part of our upcoming Mercato Food Hall, which is opening up in the heart of BGC, where we've taken 15 of our top vendors to become part of it. You might want to be part of the Mercato Food Hall. At the same time, if you're also looking, so if you want to be part of that one, just go to the Mercato Centrale Facebook page. We can help you out. If you're a small food business who wants to grow, who needs help, and you've got an innovative concept, we can help you out. If naman you are interested in investing in your own franchise, but you can't run it yourself, please go to the Easy Franchise page. We have more than 100 plus franchises which you can choose from. For me, my suggestion is right now the best franchises are the essential franchises. Yung mga convenience store, yung mga gasolinahan, yung mga pharmacies, yung mga water refilling. Because right now, during this time of crisis, sila rin bukas. So, maybe you can invest in those franchise. At kung hindi nyo kaya patakbuhin na mag-isa, we have a franchise management team who can run your franchise for you at the same time. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. So again, guys, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Again, this is just prologue for you to become successful.
Amazing. You know what's interesting about you, RJ? You think like everyone else that is so good. You're not thinking about what's happening now. You're thinking about how you can position and innovate and pivot for the next. And I like the optimism. I like galing mo. So please follow RJ in all of his endeavors and in Mercato as well. I have a question before we go. So
sure.
When you were saying that, I was trying to encapsulate what it was. When you say cloud kitchen, how does that work?
Ang ibig sabihin, dalawang version ng cloud kitchen, at least para sa amin, no? Baka iba't iba yung mga explanation. But cloud kitchen means that you can bring into one place a commissary. You can bring in several sort of food vendors and providers to prepare the food out of that one place, and then they can sell it. So, for example, if you say Mercato, I can order anytime. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the it can be, in a kitchen where all the vendors are present, and then they pick it up from there, diba? Kasi for you naman, it's like one touch point for you, ikaw bilang isang tao, mag-order ka, it doesn't really matter to you kung saan magagaling pagkain, whether it comes from the pop-up market, whether it comes from a commissary, or from their home-based kitchen, pwede. Parang nasa cloud ka lang, di ba? As long as nakukuha mo yung pagkain, yan yung importante. But yung pamamaraan, or the way that we get to you, the supply chain, the way we put together, that's what's interesting. That's the secret sauce.
Wow, that's something I think that will, based on what's happening right now, that might be a new segment, that might be a new industry later on in the future.
So, kung gusto nyong sumama sa Mercato Cloud Kitchen, ipaalam mo sa akin, please let me know. We'd love to help you grow your businesses, your food businesses. Again, if you're interested, please just go to the Mercato Central Facebook page, leave your message, and we'd love to get back to you. Just make sure, diba? Like I keep telling people before everything, I keep telling people, when you come to me, you know what, maybe it's time to stop with the shawarma, pizza, pasta, milk tea. You really have to give me some interesting food concepts, because whatever happens, the basic rules of marketing and competitive positioning apply. You've got to come up with a unique selling proposition for your product. What makes it different? What makes it stand out? What is your secret sauce? What will make people choose you over another person, diba? The more generic your product, the more similar to other things, it might not be bought. But if you can make your food something specific about your food, about the taste, about its heritage or something, that's what's going to make it key.
Wow, amazing. So if you're learning, comment RJ Ledesma so that we see how much impact he's created in your lives as well. So I guess that's it for now. RJ, thank you so much for being part of this vlog. I hope this video helps you guys, and it's something that will take you a step further, especially in this time of crisis. So trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you.
God bless. God bless. Take care of you. Keep safe. Keep healthy. Stay at home.